The story opens in a quiet corner of Japan's ancient past, where a small, isolated Emishi village lives in peace. Their people are among the last remnants of a once proud tribe, and life is humble, simple, and deeply connected to nature. Watching over them is their young prince, Ashitaka, a skilled warrior known for his kindness and sense of duty. But this fragile peace is shattered one day when a dark force emerges from the forest. A massive boar god, corrupted beyond recognition, charges toward the village. Its body is grotesque, covered in black, pulsating worms that writhe like living tentacles, oozing with malice and hatred. The once divine creature has become a demon, blinded by rage and pain. It barrels through the trees, leaving destruction in its path, and the villagers panic. Ashitaka does not hesitate. Mounting his loyal red elk, Yakul, he rides out to meet the beast, knowing that if it reaches the village, his people will be annihilated. With his bow drawn, he confronts the raging monster. The battle is desperate and harrowing. Ashitaka fires arrow after arrow, but the creature's strength is overwhelming. At the last moment, with Yakul's speed and Ashitaka's precision, he delivers the killing blow. The boar collapses, thrashing in agony, its corrupted flesh twisting before finally disintegrating into lifeless dust. As the villagers gather around, Ashitaka notices something terrifying. His right arm has been marked. Where the boar's tendrils had touched him, a dark crawling scar spreads across his skin, pulsing with unnatural energy. The wise woman of the village examines it, and her verdict is grim. This is a curse, born of hatred. It will grow, consuming his body and soul until it kills him. There is no cure. The villagers mourn their prince, but Ashitaka does not despair. The wise woman instructs him to travel west, to follow the trail of corruption to its source. There he may find answers, and perhaps a way to lift the curse. But his journey means leaving the village forever. Tradition demands that he cut his hair, severing ties with his home, and ride into exile. Ashitaka accepts his fate with quiet dignity. Though his people beg him to stay, he departs, vowing to live with eyes unclouded by hate. As Ashitaka journeys west, he begins to see the curse's strange power. His arm, though painful, grants him superhuman strength. When bandits attack travelers on the road, Ashitaka intervenes, drawing his bow. To his horror, his cursed strength makes his arrows devastating. One shot decapitates an enemy, another severs a man's arms. Ashitaka is shaken, realizing that this curse is both a weapon and a death sentence, a constant reminder of the hatred that consumes the world. On his travels, he hears whispers of a place at the frontier, where humans are encroaching on the forests, cutting trees and mining iron. He also hears of gods that still dwell there, boars, wolves, and a mysterious guardian called the Forest Spirit. Drawn by fate, Ashitaka presses on. It's in these forests that Ashitaka first encounters the strange and mystical Kodama, tiny, pale, childlike spirits of the trees. They rattle their heads with eerie clicks, guiding him deeper into the ancient woods. The forest feels alive, vast and sacred, yet heavy with unease. Here, the balance of nature is fragile, and the presence of humans has left deep scars. Then, in the shadows of the trees, he sees her, a girl with wild eyes, her face painted with red markings, crouched over the massive wolf goddess Moro, tending to her wounds by sucking out the blood and spitting it aside. This is San, known to the humans as Princess Mononoke. Though human by birth, she was abandoned as a child and raised by Moro. San considers herself a wolf, not a human. She despises humankind for destroying the forests, and she has devoted her life to fighting them. San's appearance is raw and fearsome. Unlike any princess from a fairy tale, she is a warrior, feral and unyielding, with teeth bared and blood staining her face. Ashitaka is mesmerized by her presence, sensing both her rage and her sorrow. But before he can approach, San disappears into the woods with her wolf family, leaving him with a haunting image that will linger throughout his journey. Soon after, Ashitaka arrives at Irontown, a fortress-like settlement built around a smelting operation. Here he meets Lady Iboshi, the town's charismatic and pragmatic leader. Unlike the brutal warlords Ashitaka expected, Eboshi surprises him. She is strong-willed, intelligent, and deeply respected by her people. She provides work and shelter for those society has cast aside, lepers who craft weapons in her workshop, and women rescued from brothels who now labor at the forges. To the villagers, she is a savior, a provider. Yet her success comes at a terrible cost. She fuels her furnaces by cutting down the forest, displacing its gods, and igniting a war with the creatures that dwell within it. San, riding on the backs of Moro's wolf clan, leads attacks against Irontown, trying to drive the humans away. One night, she infiltrates the town, intent on killing Eboshi. Ashitaka intervenes. In a scene of raw intensity, he steps between San and Eboshi, using his cursed strength to knock the women unconscious and halt the bloodshed. Carrying San in his arms, arrows piercing his back, he demands that both sides stop fighting, declaring that hatred is destroying them all. His voice echoes with pain and conviction. "Look, everyone, this is what hatred has done." For a brief moment, his words cut through centuries of anger. But peace is fleeting. San wakes and turns on him, furious that he would defend humans. She attacks, but Ashitaka refuses to raise his hand against her. Bleeding and collapsing from his wounds, he whispers that he is on her side, that he only wants to stop the killing. San hesitates, torn between hatred and the strange compassion of this dying stranger. Finally, she spares his life and carries him back into the forest. In the sacred heart of the woods, Ashitaka is brought before the forest spirit, a towering stag with antlers like branches whose gaze radiates calm and eternity. The spirit bends down and breathes life into Ashitaka, healing his wounds but leaving the curse intact. Ashitaka awakens with San at his side, realizing the forest spirit is a being beyond human comprehension, embodying both life and death. San remains conflicted. She hates humans, yet she cannot hate Ashitaka. Moro warns her daughter not to be swayed, reminding her that her soul belongs to the forest. But the seed of doubt has been planted. San's bond with Ashitaka grows, fragile and uncertain. Meanwhile, Lady Eboshi reveals her ambition to kill the forest spirit. She believes that by cutting off its head, she can secure a weapon of unimaginable power, control over life and death itself. She conspires with Jigo, a cunning monk working under imperial orders who seek the head as tribute to the emperor. Their plan threatens to destroy everything. The animal gods rally for war. Okoto, the ancient boar god, though blind and wounded, gathers what remains of his kind. Driven by pride and rage, he leads a final charge against the humans. Ashitaka warns them that hatred will consume them, as it did the demon boar from his village, but Okoto will not listen. San joins the boars, desperate to protect her family, while Moro prepares for a last stand. The battle that follows is cataclysmic. The boars thunder across the land, but Eboshi's guns and explosives decimate them. Men fall, wolves strike, blood floods the soil. In the chaos, Okoto is mortally wounded, and as he dies, the curse of hatred twists his body into a grotesque demon. San is dragged into his corruption, screaming as the black tendrils coil around her. Ashitaka throws himself into the fray, trying to save her, but the corruption is overwhelming. Only the forest spirit's presence can cleanse the madness. As night falls, the forest spirit transforms into its Nightwalker form, a colossal, translucent figure glowing against the horizon. It strides across the land with quiet, terrible majesty, spreading life with one step, death with the next. The humans and animals alike tremble before it. And yet this is when Lady Eboshi strikes. In a shocking moment, she aims her gun and fires, severing the forest spirit's head. The effect is immediate and catastrophic. The Nightwalker collapses, its body erupting in a flood of black, viscous ooze. Headless and thrashing, it spreads corruption across the land. Forests die, rivers boil, and everything it touches withers and dies. It searches blindly for its head, destroying all in its path. Ashitaka and San, though enemies by blood, now fight together to undo the devastation. Carrying the stolen head, they race through the collapsing world, pursued by the headless god spreading destruction. Their journey is desperate and frantic. The land is dying around them, trees crumbling, earth shattering, skies darkening. At last, they climb to the summit and return the head, raising it high as the ooze engulfs them. The forest spirit reclaims its head, and in silence, it dies. Its vast body dissolves into a cleansing wind, sweeping across the land. The corruption fades, and in its place new life sprouts from the soil. Grass grows, flowers bloom, and the forest begins to heal. Ashitaka's curse is lifted, though the scar remains a reminder of the hatred he bore witness to. The war is over, but its cost is immense. Moro is gone. The boars are extinct. The forest is scarred. Lady Eboshi, humbled and maimed, survives. Instead of conquest, she vows to rebuild Irontown with compassion and balance. Jigo flees in disgrace, empty-handed. San and Ashitaka stand together in the aftermath.